Welcome back to our channel World of Coins, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. The story of the 1941 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny begins in an era when America was standing at the edge of great change. The nation was recovering from the Great Depression, industries were booming again, and World War II loomed just over the horizon. Coins from this time carry with them more than just monetary value, they hold a piece of history that continues to fascinate collectors and dreamers today. The Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades by 1941, having first been introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat penny design, with its iconic ears of wheat on the reverse, was beloved by the American public and is still one of the most recognized coins among collectors. In 1941, 3 major mints were producing these pennies: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint marked its coins with a unique touch, with the Denver and San Francisco mints adding their D and S mint marks beneath the date. These variations have created an entire world of collecting opportunities, where small differences can mean major changes in value. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of 1941 pennies, with hundreds of millions released into circulation. These coins were widely used in daily transactions, jingling in pockets, filling piggy banks, and exchanging hands across the country during a time when every penny truly mattered. The Denver Mint's production was slightly smaller but still massive, turning out tens of millions of coins. Denver pennies from this year can sometimes carry subtle striking differences, adding intrigue for collectors who carefully examine each detail under magnification. The San Francisco Mint, with its lower production numbers, often sparks the most excitement. San Francisco pennies tend to be scarcer in high grades, which means collectors prize them more, especially when they appear in pristine condition with their original luster still intact. On the obverse side, the 1941 penny carries the dignified portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The sharp details of Lincoln's face, his suit collar, and the inscriptions surrounding him are what collectors look for when grading these coins. The clearer the details, the higher the potential value. The reverse side displays the 2 iconic stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and growth. This reverse design remained until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. That makes every wheat penny a nostalgic artifact from a time gone by. Collectors are especially fascinated by the quality and preservation of 1941 pennies. While millions were made, very few survived the decades in untouched, uncirculated condition. Those that did are now treasures, shining like they just left the mint floor, despite being more than 80 years old. Errors and varieties are another thrilling aspect of the 1941 penny story. Misstrikes, double dies, and off-center strikes occasionally appear, and when they do, the coin's value can skyrocket. These rare pieces are like hidden gems waiting to be discovered by keen-eyed enthusiasts. One of the most famous varieties is the 1941 double die obverse, where the date and lettering appear doubled. Coins with this error are incredibly valuable and sought after by serious collectors. Spotting one could transform an ordinary penny into a small fortune. Another type of collectible appeal comes from coins struck on different planchets, or coin blanks, by mistake. While rare, a 1941 penny struck on the wrong metal can exist, and these oddities are like finding a key to a hidden treasure chest. The history surrounding these pennies makes them even more meaningful. In 1941, the United States was months away from entering World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor. These coins circulated during a period of global uncertainty, making them witnesses to a transformative chapter in world history. Because of this, owning a 1941 wheat penny is not just about the coin itself, it's about holding a piece of that past in your hand. It is about connecting to the people who once used these very coins to buy bread, candy, or a newspaper in a time when every coin counted. Collectors often dream of stumbling upon a forgotten jar of pennies in an attic, a dusty roll tucked away in a drawer, or even finding one mixed into modern pocket change. Imagine the thrill of discovering that what looks like an ordinary penny is actually a valuable 1941 wheat cent in remarkable condition. The grading scale plays a huge role in determining value. Coins that are heavily worn from circulation may only be worth a small premium over face value. But those graded as mint state, with dazzling original shine and no wear, are the true stars that command extraordinary prices. Even among mint state coins, subtle differences in quality can lead to huge differences in price. A coin graded MS-65 might fetch hundreds, while an MS-67 or higher could bring in thousands. Each step up on the grading ladder adds to the allure and rarity. Collectors also cherish proof-like examples or coins that exhibit exceptional eye appeal. These pennies seem to glow with a beauty that captures attention instantly, making them stand out from ordinary examples. Over the decades, the fascination with wheat pennies has only grown stronger. Generations of coin enthusiasts have passed down their collections, sparking curiosity in new collectors who are drawn to the charm of these humble copper cents. The 1941 penny represents more than just a denomination of money, it symbolizes American resilience, history, and the simple joys of collecting. Every coin has its story, and each 1941 cent carries within it the whispers of a past era. Auction houses often feature high-grade 1941 pennies, and bidding wars sometimes erupt among passionate collectors. These auctions highlight just how much demand still exists for coins that might once have been spent casually on a stick of gum. The emotional connection to Lincoln also adds to the appeal. As one of America's most beloved presidents, his portrait on the penny reminds people of leadership, freedom, and unity. That makes the 1941 coin not just valuable in money but priceless in symbolism. It's easy to imagine a child in 1941 receiving a shiny new penny and slipping it into a pocket, never realizing that decades later, it could be worth thousands. Those small, everyday moments have transformed into powerful stories that enrich the legacy of the coin today. Today, coin collectors scour estate sales, flea markets, and online listings in search of the elusive gem-quality 1941 penny. The excitement of the hunt, the possibility of striking it rich, keeps the passion alive in the numismatic community. Some collectors even create full sets of wheat pennies, proudly displaying each year and mint mark from 1909 to 1958. The 1941 coin is a key part of that story, a shining chapter in a larger collection that reflects half a century of American history. The copper composition of the 1941 penny also adds to its charm. Unlike later years when steel was used due to wartime shortages, the 1941 penny retains its traditional bronze-like appearance, glowing warmly under the light and captivating anyone who holds it. Over time, some of these coins developed beautiful natural toning, with shades of red, brown, or even hints of rainbow hues. Collectors prize such examples, as the colors make each coin unique and breathtaking to admire. The thrill of owning a 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not just in the possession but in the story behind it. From the mint that struck it, to the hands it passed through, to the collector who treasures it today, the journey of this small coin is extraordinary, and for the most remarkable specimens, preserved perfectly and cherished by numismatists, the value can rise to astonishing heights. In fact, a 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny has reached the breathtaking price of $277,000. Top 2. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a coin, it is a window into a moment in time when the entire world was changing. As the Second World War was coming to an end, the United States was preparing for peace, recovery, and prosperity, and even the smallest denomination of currency reflected the hopes and resilience of the nation. This penny carries the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved president who guided the country through its most difficult era, the Civil War. His face on the coin was a symbol of strength, freedom, and unity, and in 1945 those values had never been more important. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, the Lincoln Wheat Cent had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades by 1945. Its obverse proudly displays Lincoln's profile with the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," alongside the date. The reverse holds 2 simple yet powerful stalks of wheat, a sign of abundance and growth, paired with the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The year 1945 was historic because it marked the conclusion of World War II. These pennies were circulating in the hands of American soldiers returning home, families rebuilding their lives, and children saving coins in jars and piggy banks. Each penny was a silent witness to an extraordinary turning point in history. Minted in 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the 1945 pennies came in massive numbers. But what collectors know well is that while millions were made, only a select few have survived in pristine, untouched condition. Those rare survivors are where the true treasures lie. Philadelphia, without a mint mark, produced the largest number of coins. Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S, followed. Each mint mark adds a layer of collecting excitement, as enthusiasts seek to complete full sets or search for the finest quality from each mint. Most of these pennies were struck on bronze planchets made of 95% copper with a small mix of tin and zinc. Their deep reddish-brown glow made them beautiful to look at when newly minted. However, over time, exposure to circulation and the environment often dulled their shine. The real fascination comes with examples that still display blazing original red luster. These coins look almost untouched, as if they were struck yesterday, and they are the ones that collectors crave most. Such high-grade examples are rare, but when they appear, their value can soar. The grading scale determines much of the value of a 1945 wheat penny. Coins that circulated heavily are considered worn and bring only modest premiums. But mint state coins, those that never saw circulation, are highly desirable, especially when graded MS 65 or higher. Even more exciting are coins with unusual errors. Misstrikes, double dies, and off-center strikes from 1945 are highly collectible. These minting mistakes, though unintentional, create unique pieces that often fetch far more than regular coins. The double die obverse, where the lettering or the date appears slightly doubled, is one of the most popular varieties. A 1945 penny with such a dramatic error is like uncovering hidden treasure, making it a centerpiece in any collection. Imagine finding a coin struck slightly off-center, where part of the design drifts away from its normal placement. These quirky flaws are often considered imperfections by the mint, but to collectors, they are prized jewels of rarity and uniqueness. Because of its wartime context, the 1945 penny also carries symbolic weight. The nation was shifting from years of conflict to a period of rebuilding and optimism. Every penny in circulation was a part of that journey, playing its role in everyday purchases during an extraordinary time. Think about the millions of hands these coins passed through: factory workers, farmers, shopkeepers, soldiers, and children. Each penny has a silent story to tell, connecting the modern collector to lives lived generations ago. Collectors today are not just chasing metal, they are chasing history. Owning a 1945 Lincoln penny is like holding a relic from a world that had just overcome its darkest days and was stepping into an age of hope and progress. Auction houses often highlight these coins, especially the finest graded ones. When such pristine examples appear on the bidding block, they spark fierce competition among collectors eager to secure a gem for their collections. The copper glow of a high-grade 1945 penny can mesmerize anyone who looks at it. The smoothness of its surfaces, the sharpness of Lincoln's features, and the untouched wheat stalks on the reverse make it feel timeless. Some coins have developed beautiful natural toning over the decades, with shades of red, brown, and sometimes rainbow hues. This kind of patina gives each coin a unique identity, making it unlike any other piece in existence. The 1945 penny is also a favorite for beginners in coin collecting. It is accessible enough to start with but has hidden rarities that spark curiosity and passion. Many collectors take their first steps into numismatics by searching for a 1945 wheat cent in their change or family collections. For advanced collectors, the goal is often to find the highest grade or rarest variety possible. Completing a set that includes the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco 1945 pennies in top condition is a dream many numismatists pursue. Stories often emerge of people discovering rare wheat pennies in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten boxes in attics. Each discovery ignites excitement, because one never knows when a common-looking penny might actually be a hidden treasure. This thrill of the hunt is what keeps the world of coin collecting alive. The 1945 penny might appear ordinary at first glance, but for the dedicated enthusiast, every detail is worth examining, every variation worth pursuing. In schools and homes, many children once saved wheat pennies in blue coin folders, carefully placing each date and mint mark in its slot. The 1945 penny was one of those coins, and today those childhood collections sometimes hold incredible surprises. Even though it is small, the 1945 wheat penny represents the values of resilience, perseverance, and growth. It is a symbol of the American spirit during one of the most significant years of the 20th century. Collectors understand that coins are storytellers. The 1945 penny speaks not just of commerce but of history, culture, and identity. It carries within it the echoes of victory, sacrifice, and hope for the future. Every time a collector holds one of these coins, they connect directly with that year of transition. They feel the weight of history in their palm, wrapped in the beauty of a copper cent that has outlived generations. Over 80 years later, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny still shines as a piece of numismatic art and historical memory. Its story continues to captivate new generations of collectors and will likely do so for centuries to come, and among the finest known examples of this remarkable coin, perfectly preserved with radiant color and immaculate surfaces, the value can reach staggering heights. In fact, a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny has achieved the incredible worth of $265,000. Top 3. The 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a fascinating coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and history enthusiasts. More than just a small piece of copper, it represents a moment in America's story when the nation was healing from the trials of war and stepping into a new era of opportunity. This penny carries the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a president whose legacy of leadership and unity made him the perfect symbol for American currency. By 1947, the Lincoln Wheat Cent had already become a familiar and trusted coin in every American's pocket. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. By the time the 1947 issue was struck, the design had been circulating for nearly 4 decades, making it one of the most iconic and beloved coins in United States history. The obverse features Lincoln's profile, carefully detailed to highlight his thoughtful expression. Above his head sits the national motto, "In God We Trust," while to the left is the word, "Liberty," and to the right, the date 1947. This design is simple yet powerful, embodying American values. The reverse of the coin displays the well-known wheat stalks that earned the coin its nickname, Wheat Penny. Flanking the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, the wheat ears symbolize growth, prosperity, and hard work, values that defined post-war America. By 1947, World War II was over, and the country was moving forward with confidence. These pennies were part of everyday life in this hopeful post-war period, exchanged in grocery stores, diners, and candy shops, touching the lives of ordinary Americans in countless ways. The 1947 penny was produced at 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins bear no mint mark, while the Denver coins show a D, and the San Francisco issues display an S beneath the date. Each variety adds depth to the thrill of collecting. The Philadelphia mint struck the largest number of coins, releasing hundreds of millions into circulation. Denver and San Francisco produced smaller but still significant quantities, giving collectors different challenges depending on the mint mark they pursue. Although many of these coins were heavily used in daily commerce, a small number were preserved in mint state condition. These are the gems that collectors seek, for they represent the coin exactly as it looked when it first left the mint presses. A high-grade 1947 penny dazzles with its original red luster, smooth surfaces, and sharp details. The higher the grade on the Sheldon scale, the more valuable the coin becomes, with MS 65 and above examples standing out as exceptional treasures. Some coins have survived with full original red color, untouched by time or handling. These coins are the crown jewels of collections, as they are exceedingly rare and demand fierce competition at auctions. Like many Lincoln cents, the 1947 penny also appears with errors and varieties that add intrigue. A doubled die obverse, where the date or letters appear doubled, is among the most thrilling finds, instantly multiplying the value of the coin. Other varieties include off-center strikes and repunched mint marks, where the D or S appears doubled from being punched more than once. Such imperfections, born out of the minting process, have become treasures for collectors who prize uniqueness. Each coin from 1947 has a silent story to tell. Imagine a child clenching this penny in their hand as they bought candy, or a veteran using it to pay for a cup of coffee on their return home from the war. The human stories tied to these coins make them priceless. Collectors today chase the nostalgia as much as the value. Owning a 1947 penny is like holding a time machine, a piece of history that connects directly to the optimism and rebuilding spirit of the late 1940s. Over the decades, wheat pennies have become a cornerstone of American coin collecting. Nearly every collector begins their journey with these copper cents, and the 1947 issue plays a crucial role in those early discoveries. Even though millions were minted, the survival of coins in high grades is much smaller, creating a sense of rarity. As coins passed through countless hands, most were worn down, leaving only a tiny fraction that remain in pristine condition today. Auction houses often highlight 1947 wheat pennies when exceptional specimens appear. Bidding wars break out as collectors recognize the rarity and beauty of these coins in gem condition, pushing prices to impressive heights. The copper composition of these pennies, 95% copper mixed with a small amount of tin and zinc, gives them their warm, glowing appearance. Over time, exposure has caused many to develop brown or red-brown tones, while a lucky few retain their blazing red brilliance. Some coins even display natural toning, with colors ranging from golden hues to hints of blue and violet. These naturally toned coins are particularly attractive to collectors who love coins with unique character. The 1947 penny also holds sentimental value for families who saved coins in jars, boxes, and albums. Many inherited collections contain wheat pennies, and it is always exciting to discover a rare high-grade example hidden among them. Part of the thrill of collecting these coins is the possibility of discovery. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance could turn out to be a rare error or a gem-quality piece worth far more than anyone imagined, because of their affordability in lower grades and their potential value in higher grades. The 1947 wheat penny is a coin for every collector. Beginners can enjoy them, and advanced collectors can pursue the finest examples. The popularity of the Lincoln cent ensures that demand will never fade. Year after year, collectors of all ages continue to search for wheat pennies, passing down their passion to new generations. These pennies remind us that small things can hold great significance. A single cent may seem insignificant in daily life, but in the world of numismatics, it can represent history, beauty, and tremendous value. The charm of the 1947 penny lies not only in its copper shine but in its ability to link us directly to the past. It is more than a coin, it is a story preserved in metal, waiting for collectors to rediscover. Today, when collectors speak of the great treasures among wheat pennies, the 1947 issue is always included. Its combination of historical importance, design elegance, and rarity in high grade makes it a favorite across the hobby. Every collector dreams of owning one of the finest examples of the 1947 penny, glowing with untouched luster and perfectly preserved detail. For those rare coins, the rewards can be life-changing, and indeed, the most remarkable specimens of the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny have achieved astonishing value at auctions, with the finest known examples reaching the extraordinary sum of $259,000. Top 4. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny may look small and ordinary at first glance, but behind its copper surface lies a story filled with history, legacy, and surprising value. It is a coin that continues to excite collectors around the world, not only for its design but also for its rare beauty when found in exceptional condition. By 1950, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 40 years. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it quickly became one of the most beloved coins in American history. The wheat penny design was instantly recognizable, and it remained a part of everyday life until 1958. The obverse of the 1950 penny proudly shows the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His face, carefully engraved, reflects strength and wisdom, while the inscriptions around him, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1950, give the coin a timeless appeal. On the reverse, two graceful stalks of wheat frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The wheat design is simple but powerful, symbolizing growth and abundance in post-war America. When the nation was entering a period of peace and prosperity, this penny was produced at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while Denver coins have a D below the date and San Francisco coins have an S. Each mint mark variation brings its own charm and challenge for collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of pennies in 1950, releasing hundreds of millions into circulation. Denver followed with a large production as well, while San Francisco struck a smaller but still significant number of coins, making its mint mark an exciting find for enthusiasts. While many of these pennies circulated heavily in everyday commerce, a select few were preserved with great care. These untouched examples, often found in rolls or forgotten collections, are the ones that now capture the attention of serious collectors. High-grade examples of the 1950 penny glow with brilliant red luster, showcasing every tiny detail of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Such coins, graded mint state and above, stand out as true numismatic treasures. The condition of a 1950 penny dramatically affects its value. Circulated examples, worn down by years of use, are generally common and affordable. But mint state coins, especially those graded MS 65 and higher, are rare and can bring thousands at auction. Even within mint state grades, the difference between red-brown, and brown coins matters greatly. Collectors prize those with full red color the most, as they display the coin's original brilliance from the moment it was struck. Adding to the excitement are the rare varieties and minting errors found among 1950 pennies. Double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes are among the most coveted, each turning an ordinary penny into something truly special. The double die obverse, for instance, shows noticeable doubling on the date or inscriptions, creating a dramatic visual effect. These varieties are rare and can fetch extraordinary sums from collectors eager to own a unique piece of history. Repunched mint marks, where the D or S was struck more than once, also add to the intrigue. These errors, though small, are highly collectible because they tell the story of the minting process and its imperfections. Beyond varieties, the sheer historical context of the 1950 penny makes it fascinating. America in 1950 was entering a new decade full of promise, with families growing, industries booming, and confidence building after the challenges of war. Every 1950 penny carries the spirit of that time, having passed through the hands of hard-working Americans, from factory workers and farmers to children who carefully saved their coins in jars and piggy banks. The 1950 penny is not just a coin, it is a storyteller. Each piece has silently witnessed purchases, savings, and exchanges, embedding itself into the daily lives of millions of people from that era. Collectors today treasure these coins because they connect them directly to that post-war period. Owning a 1950 penny is like holding a piece of history that continues to live on in copper form. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from discovery. Imagine stumbling upon a forgotten jar of pennies in an attic and finding a gem-quality 1950 wheat cent glowing as if it were newly minted. That is the kind of discovery that fuels lifelong passion for numismatics. Auction houses often feature remarkable examples of 1950 pennies. When pristine specimens appear, collectors eagerly compete, driving prices to incredible heights. These moments show just how much demand still exists for this seemingly simple coin. The beauty of the 1950 penny also lies in its copper composition, which over time has taken on unique tones. Some coins have mellowed into a rich brown, while others display rainbow-like toning, making each one a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Collectors often build complete sets of wheat pennies, with the 1950 issue serving as a key part of that journey. Completing a set is like assembling a timeline of American history, and the 1950 penny marks a chapter of optimism and progress. Generations of families have passed down wheat pennies, sparking curiosity in younger collectors who often begin their numismatic journey with these humble yet historic coins. The 1950 penny remains one of the most cherished starting points. Even though millions were struck, the survival of flawless examples is extremely limited. Time, circulation, and handling took their toll, leaving only a rare few in the condition that collectors dream of owning today. The emotional connection to Abraham Lincoln adds even more value. His image on the coin is not just a portrait, it is a reminder of leadership, perseverance, and unity, values that resonate with collectors across the globe. Coin grading services play a critical role in authenticating and preserving the best examples of the 1950 penny. Coins certified in high grades with full red luster command respect and admiration in the numismatic community. These coins are more than metal, they are works of art that carry meaning, history, and even a touch of mystery. Each 1950 penny is a reminder that small things can carry immense worth, both emotionally and financially. The continued popularity of wheat pennies ensures that the 1950 issue will always have a place in collections, whether as a sentimental keepsake, a teaching tool for young numismatists, or a crown jewel in a high-grade set. Today, the fascination with the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is stronger than ever. Collectors around the world continue to seek out the finest examples, driving the value of exceptional coins to truly breathtaking levels, and in fact, the most remarkable specimens of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, preserved in dazzling mint state perfection, have achieved astonishing values, with the very finest reaching the extraordinary sum of $250,000. Top 5. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny holds a special place in American coinage because it was the very last year that the iconic wheat reverse design was struck. After nearly 5 decades of use, this simple yet powerful design would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, making the 1958 penny the end of an era. This coin is not just a piece of copper, it is a symbol of transition. It connects the past, with its decades of wheat designs, to the future of American coinage that would dominate the second half of the 20th century. Collectors see the 1958 penny as both a farewell and a milestone. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, America's leader through the Civil War and a man whose legacy of unity and freedom made him the perfect figure to grace the penny. His dignified profile is surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1958. On the reverse, the two elegant stalks of wheat frame the words, "1 cent," and "United States of America," with the phrase, "E pluribus unum," above. This classic design had been beloved since 1909 and is instantly recognizable to collectors and casual observers alike. The 1958 penny was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia, which produced coins without a mint mark, and Denver, which produced coins with the D mint mark below the date. Each mint added its own chapter to the story of this final wheat cent issue. Philadelphia struck the majority of the coins in 1958, producing hundreds of millions. These coins became the last wheat pennies to circulate widely across America, making their way into pockets, purses, and cash registers everywhere. The Denver Mint also contributed a massive mintage, and its coins carry the small but important D that collectors look for. For many enthusiasts, completing a set of 1958 pennies means finding both the Philadelphia and Denver issues in the highest possible grades. Though many millions were produced, the condition of these coins is what truly determines their worth. Circulated examples are very common and hold mostly sentimental value. But the story changes dramatically when we look at mint state examples. High-grade uncirculated 1958 pennies, especially those with blazing red color, are prized treasures. They showcase the coin exactly as it appeared when it rolled off the mint presses, with sharp details and glowing luster that make them stand out. The Sheldon grading scale helps collectors judge the quality of these coins. While lower grades are affordable and accessible, the finest grades, MS 65, MS 66, and above, are the ones that spark true excitement among serious numismatists. Collectors often seek out full red examples, where the coin retains all of its original copper shine. Over time, many pennies turn brown or red-brown, but those that stayed brilliantly red are much scarcer and command much higher values. Adding to the intrigue of the 1958 penny are its varieties and rare minting errors. These unusual pieces, born from mistakes at the mint, often become some of the most valuable and sought-after examples in existence. Among the most famous varieties is the 1958 double die obverse, where the lettering and date appear boldly doubled. This error is extremely rare, with only a handful known to exist, making it one of the most legendary Lincoln cent varieties. When such an error coin appears at auction, it can draw tremendous attention and astronomical bids. Collectors dream of finding one of these coins hidden in an old roll or passed down through a family collection. Other varieties include repunched mint marks and off-center strikes, each adding unique character and appeal. These imperfections may seem minor, but they are prized because they are rare and each tells a story about the minting process. The historical context of the 1958 penny also adds depth to its appeal. America in the late 1950s was a nation in transition, entering a period of growth, innovation, and cultural change. The wheat penny, so familiar to generations, was about to give way to a new design. Every 1958 penny in circulation became part of daily life during this time of optimism. From school lunches and candy stores to movie theaters and corner shops, these coins passed through countless hands, carrying stories from a hopeful and vibrant era. Collectors today see the 1958 penny as a symbol of nostalgia. It represents the end of one of America's longest-running coin designs, a farewell to the wheat motif that had been so deeply woven into the nation's everyday life. Building a complete set of wheat pennies is a goal many collectors pursue, and the 1958 penny serves as the grand finale to that journey. It is the last piece of the puzzle, completing a collection that spans nearly 50 years of history. Auction houses continue to feature 1958 pennies, especially those with exceptional quality or dramatic errors. When pristine examples or rare double dies appear, they often ignite bidding wars that reflect just how much passion collectors still hold for this coin. The copper glow of these coins has its own magic. While most have mellowed into brown tones over decades, those few that remain fiery red seem almost timeless, as if the minting presses released them only yesterday. Some coins even display natural toning, with shades of blue, violet, or golden hues. These beautifully toned pieces are especially cherished, as no two-toned coins look exactly alike. Generations of families have passed down jars and albums of wheat pennies, with 1958 examples often included. For many, discovering one of these coins in high grade is a thrilling surprise, sparking curiosity and appreciation for numismatics. The emotional connection to Abraham Lincoln also strengthens the appeal of this coin. His portrait has been a source of inspiration for more than a century, and the Wheat Penny series represents one of the most iconic chapters in American coinage. Even today, the 1958 Wheat Penny inspires new collectors to begin their journey. Its affordability in lower grades and its potential value in top grades make it an attractive coin for beginners and experts alike. Every 1958 penny carries with it the echo of the past, the laughter of children saving pennies in piggy banks, the sound of coins clinking in cash registers, the history of a nation preparing for change. The fascination with the 1958 penny has not faded with time. Instead, it has grown stronger as collectors realize its significance as the final wheat cent, making it a must-have for any serious collection. And while ordinary examples may not seem remarkable, the finest known specimens of the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny, preserved in perfect condition with dazzling red luster, have sold for truly extraordinary amounts. In fact, one of the most remarkable examples of this historic coin has reached the incredible price of $228,000.